Now, I know this is a bit of a change of scenery here. I'm in my car, the beautiful Mercedes AMG, of course, and I wanted to just give you a bit of a quick update. I actually pulled over to make this video, but it was just on my mind, and I wanted to talk to you about it. So, a lot of you all have been asking me pretty consistently, like, hey, Tyler, Solana's up, right? 115, 120%. What should we be doing? Should we be buying? Should we be selling? What should we do? What are you doing? Okay. And as someone who has been covering Solana when most people gave up on it, right? There are only a few people, other influencers who have consistently covered Solana throughout this entire bear market. And that's because a lot of people stopped believing in it. But given that we consistently continue to believe in it through everything that has happened, I wanted to give you my opinion because I think that you guys will understand that it isn't from a position of just having jumped on the bandwagon. It's truly how I feel, right? So Solana is an interesting one, right? Because generally speaking, if a crypto was to climb 120% over a few months, I would always say just start selling, right? 20, 30, 40% of the position, the portfolio, just sell it off, take profits, get on to the next. And I'm not going to necessarily say that Solana is an exception to that rule because I do believe that it is pretty important to take some profits here, and I am doing that actively with Solana, but I will say that it's a pretty strong exception, okay? Now, in terms of what I mean by I am taking some profits, before I get into the rest, what I mean by I'm taking some profits is I am selling off small percentages, right? 1%, 2% here and there of my portfolio of Solana because it is up so much, right? I'm someone whose average cost went from $195 all the way down to $20. I have reduced that thing over $170, and my position is well over $10,000 now. And so considering I'm finally in a spot where I'm not red anymore, I'm finally green, I'm not going to be dumb again by not selling anything. And I am locking in some profits and just moving it into the bank account to just kind of see what the next play is there with it. But I'm not selling a ton, right? I'm not selling 20, 30%. Like I said before, I'm selling 2%, 3%, 5%, maybe at most 6% at a time. And just that's a rather rare occasion, honestly, right? And the reason why I am kind of making Solana an exception is because it's uncommon what we have seen from Solana. It's uncommon that you see a major traded asset like Solana so damaged by an external factor. It's not often you're going to see something so big that's so high in market cap that has so much daily volume get destroyed by something completely out of its control, like what we saw with Solana from FTX. Of course, many of you know FTX pushed Solana's price down over 95%. Okay, from over $200+ down to $17, $16, $15. It was disgusting. Okay, but that really didn't have much to do with Solana as a whole. Obviously, Alameda Research held a pretty big position of its supply, but that's not necessarily Solana's fault. And with that in mind, you know, it's not a normal thing. It's just not something you usually see. But the times in which you do see that happen, like an external factor inflicts so much damage, typically the rebound from it is dramatic. I mean, think back about the stock market as a whole, right? The entire market or crypto market. When we saw the virus, right, start going around and everyone freaking out, obviously, quote unquote, because I can't say the word without getting demonetized. But when that started happening, we saw markets crash, right? We obviously saw Bitcoin fall to what, 3K, 4K, something like that. And as a result of it, when we did rebound and when we did start to see this thing turn back around, it absolutely slingshot because that was an external factor causing damage. And once that external factor isn't really playing a factor, then it becomes a game of foundational. It becomes a game of overall fundamental strength, right? And I'm under the belief that Solana is 10 times the ecosystem, 10 times the chain than it was when it was at $200+. And so to me, considering so many of these external factors are resolving themselves actively, I can't justify selling a major position or major part of my holding, knowing that that external factor is likely somewhat resolved, and we could be in a spot that is better than when we were at an all-time high, yet we're still $180 away from even being close to that, right? And so for me, although yes, I am selling some profits, I'm not selling a lot of profits because I just do believe that this opportunity is unique. I feel like this is rare. I feel like this is uncommon, and it's something that I would feel stupid if I sold my entire Solana position and it does break $200, $300, $400 one day because I knew it's better now. I knew it's in a better position. It's much more reliable. It's much faster. The ecosystem's much stronger. A lot of those external factors aren't risks anymore. And so knowing all of these things, I would feel dumb if it gets to a new all-time high and I sold a ton of my position just at these levels, right? Although yes, it might pull back to 24, 25 bucks. It might pull back to $20 before it makes another run. Although that is a possibility, I do believe that the long term is still green, and I still do believe that it goes much higher than it is now. And so in my opinion, yes, although I am selling some profits, I'm not really selling that much because I cannot justify it from a fundamental perspective. So I hope that answers that question. Let me know if you guys like these car videos, vlogs, things. Again, like, I like being in the car. This is a new car. I've been kind of having fun with it recently. So if you guys want me to make videos in this thing that are more personal like this, I can. Just let me know. And yeah, but I hope this did answer some of your questions, and I will update you all as this does continue to play out. Make sure that you do follow and subscribe to the channel so you never miss another video, and I will see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.